Right, well, I'm here with Steve Eastoe, Norwich United manager. Some exciting news last night, Steve, when the signing of Charlie Clark was confirmed. How did that signing come about?
Yeah, that was one that we, myself and my brother and Sean Wones had spoke about how we can try and get better, and always at the end of the first sort of couple of months of the season, there's always opportunities with players that maybe aren't playing or have made a move that hasn't perhaps worked out for them. So we sort of challenged ourselves to look at where there might be opportunities, and Charlie was one that got mentioned, and we've sort of monitored the situation. He hadn't been playing the games he wanted, and I think the travelling for him was starting to become a little bit of a problem. So we put 7 days in for him at the start of this week, which Stowmarket kindly waived. So I was able to talk to him sort of end part of this week, and everything just fit. He knew boys in our dressing room. He liked how we played and thought that would suit him. And to be honest, I was already sort of pushing on an open door. So it was a very quick one to conclude. I think he'll come in and give us quality. He'll certainly give us a goal threat, and he improves the group. And I think that was my aim at the 2-3 weeks ago, to say, okay, right, look, we've started well, but how can we get better? Mm-hmm. And I think he'll certainly come in and give this group a hand, and can play a real part and have an impact.
Great, absolutely. And what sort of particular skills do you think he brings to? And he's a striker, presumably.
Yeah, he's a forward. He's quick. He's mobile. He's a strong boy. He'll run wide for us, but he'll get himself in the box. And he's in the nicest possible way. He's a pest. He's a handful. He'll occupy defenders, and he'll cause problems. And he was on our list pre-season. He was one that we'd identified as the type of player that we were looking for. Just being completely honest, Stowmarket just got there ahead of what we did, and we couldn't compete anyway with what the deal they put together for him. Yeah. So that happens, but it was always one that, well, let's just monitor that, because he's a local lad, and we just felt that if we could get him, that he'd be a great fit for us. And as this panned out, I'm really hoping that he's gonna come in and initially give competition to what we've got, but I think in the long term he'll be a player that'll have a real impact for us.
Brilliant, absolutely. Okay, great. And he won't be playing today, obviously, but hoping he'll be introduced soon, and he's fully fit and raring to go.
Yeah, we managed to get him signed on with the Thurlow Nunn, and with the local FA. There was just a small snag at main FA, which is nothing to worry about, and we're hoping that will be concluded probably Monday, ready to train, and then be available for selection for Hadley next Saturday.
Lovely. Look forward to seeing him then. And we're coming into today's game off the back of 4 consecutive victories. We had the 2-4-1s and then 2-2-1s. Mm-hmm. If you just want to go through those games and kind of how, if you can remember them all.
Yeah, obviously the form has been good. The Galston game was the second half. I thought we were excellent. Newmarket, I thought we were good pretty much for the entire game, but again, particularly second half, I thought we were very dominant. And then last week at Thetford, it was a really tough game, and I just thought that we got stronger as the game went on, and just showed real character to want to go and win it. And when I look back at the video and saw the amount of wide free kicks and the amount of corners we had in the last 20 minutes, I just felt that we really just wanted to get over the line. And pleasing, because obviously a penalty shootout is never a favourable option, because it's a bit of a toss of a coin, but the boys were just desperate to get into the next round, and I think that showed. And then Tuesday night was again, I just felt that we showed a lot of character. It was a difficult first half for us, defending the slope. I thought the referee didn't have his best game, and obviously reduced us to 10 men. But I just felt that at half time that with a few just changes to our shape that we would still be in the game. And credit to the boys, they've gone and executed what I've asked them to do, and I don't think you'll see a more dominant 11v10 in football, because we really did. If we'd have scored 4 second half goals, I don't think you could have begrudged us that. And I just thought our attitude and our desire to not let the referee be the talking point at the end of the game, and our attitude not to be beaten, but then from that position to go and win the game, I thought was excellent. And you've got to give them players a lot of credit for that, because their togetherness was very, very apparent.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was a tough game, tough environment, like you say, and to not just be unbeaten but to win it is exceptional. And what we're starting to see, I mean, there does seem to be a pattern of these really strong second half performances. We're now getting obviously late winners, injury time at Thetford in the 87th minute. Is that something you're seeing? The second halves are, you're managing to almost win the games in the second half.
I think I think there's a number of factors in that. I think we're very fit, and the boys have worked incredibly hard in pre-season, all as one group, because we didn't have any holidays, people weren't away, and barring 1 or 2 injuries, we were all together. So I think we're very fit, and I think that helps certainly to finish strongly in games. I think we've got good depth in our squad, so I think when I'm able to make substitutions, they are impacting the game invariably, which makes a difference. And I also just think we've got a large degree of flexibility in the group, that if we need to change things, we can, and be that tactically or positionally, or players being able to play in a number of different positions. We've got a high level of flexibility to be able to do that, and I think being adaptable in that way allows you to go and solve problems and cause teams problems, particularly late in games, and I think that's all of those factors play a part.
I think it's interesting, because definitely with this squad you've got different options from the bench. It's not a case of, well, I've just got another player who can do what he does, like bringing Davis on for the second half against Swaffham. He offers something different creatively and things like that, so that's must be a great thing for you to have.
Yeah, and being honest, that is part of what we look at in our recruitment. We like players that can operate in 1 or 2 positions. That doesn't necessarily mean they have to be top drawer in those positions, but being able to fill in at a position or do something in another position slightly differently. I mean, Mac G's a great example of that. A comfortable centre half, but can play left back no problem, can play left wing back no problem, and would and could even play centre midfield if we needed him to. So that we like that in our recruitment, because I think that, as you say, it allows you to still operate with a reasonably small squad in numbers, but still gives you a depth in terms of richness of its makeup, and that's certainly been useful in the last couple of weeks.
Brilliant. Okay, thank you. And finally, just looking ahead to today's game, obviously home to Mildenhall. All well prepared, all ready to go? Yeah,
we had a good training session here Thursday night, and we've managed to have these watched, and we've managed to see bits and pieces of them through videos. They're obviously unbeaten. They've played half the games we have, but they are unbeaten. So we're expecting a real tough physical game today, and we've planned accordingly for that. And you could probably see in the selection that I'm preparing for that.
Right.
And I said to the boys before kick-off, we've had a good start, but that's gone, and it's all about what's next and how we can get better. And we've managed to put ourselves in a position where we're now top of the tree, and instantly, just by doing that, teams will bring an extra 10% when they come and play us, because we'll be there to be shot at, and we've got to be prepared for that, and we've got to make sure that we are not not resting on our laurels and looking backwards. It's always that constant drive for how we can get better, and that's what I've challenged the players with today.
Absolutely. Well, best of luck for the game today, and hopefully another 3 points.
Thanks, Joe.
Cheers, Steve.